Hi, I'm Josiah,
And I'm Colin.
and this is Worth Watching. Now, I don't know about you, but all I want for Christmas is a potato sack and 5 minutes alone in Smaug's lair.
Those stupid wood elves. I knew they couldn't keep a secret.
Alright, hello and welcome to another week of Worth Watching. Today the movie we are going to be reviewing is The Hobbit, The Desolation of Smaug.
Okay, so this starts right off from Hobbit Part 1. So Bilbo, Thorin, and the gang, they're continuing their quest into getting to the Lonely Mountain. Meanwhile, they keep plowing their way through uncharted territory and just great adventure.
And this movie starts right off with a great little reference to the Lord of the Rings trilogy that I absolutely love. It's a little flashback scene that takes place before the events of the first movie in Bree, and you see Peter Jackson, the director of the movie, in a little cameo coming out of a doorway eating a carrot, and he has the exact same cameo in the Fellowship of the Ring, so it was just really fun to see that.
I didn't catch that, but yeah, now that you explain it, I see what you meant. Acting in this one for me was a lot better. Not that their acting was ever bad in the first part 1 Hobbit. I think it just felt better to me because their characters were already established a little bit better. So
everything was grow into their roles a little
exactly.
More. I thought I think his name is Richard Armitage, who plays Thor, and I thought his acting was just great in this movie. Some really powerful scenes.
And I can't stand who's Legolas's name?
Orlando Bloom.
Yes, I can't stand Orlando Bloom, but actually he was
good this
tolerable
movie. Yeah.
This one.
Yeah, he was good. Speaking of characters in this movie, Smaug the Dragon was done extremely well.
Yeah, Benedict Cumberbatch.
Yeah, that guy is just a genius when it comes to acting, and especially to voice acting. His voice carries the performance perfectly. I think he also did the motion capture for the motion of the dragon as well. Great performance, great CGI on the dragon. Terrifying characters, really good job.
Yeah, Smaug was terrifying. He did a great job there.
And speaking of even more characters, the female elf in this movie, Tauriel, I think she's not in the book from what I recall. I'm pretty darn sure she's not. But I thought she was great in the movie.
Yeah.
The actress who played her was great. I don't know her name, unfortunately. I thought her story was really well integrated into the movie. There's a love story going on between her and one of the dwarves. Sort of, you're not sure if she really reciprocates, but he's really fallen for her, and you just root for the guy.
I know.
You're instantly rooting for him.
Go get her,
you
pal.
Like him, yeah. You're like, dude, she's way out of your league. Go after her, and if you can get her, that'd be amazing. Like, I thought
and it
was
wasn't
great.
cheesy at all.
Not at all. It was perfect.
Yeah, they did a great job. I'm really enjoying now how well they are setting up the Lord of the Rings trilogy. Everything, it's starting to get really dark and gritty now. So they're really doing a good job setting up.
And it's all you see these little threads starting to come together.
Yeah, one of them, it was it's when Bilbo dropped the ring in one of the scenes, and he brutally killed this whatever the heck it was to get the ring, and it was you got to see that evil, gritty, possessive side of Bilbo, and like that possessiveness that the ring will,
exactly. The corruptive force of the ring.
Exactly. That evil corruption that ring bears to whomever keeps it.
Yeah. The movie as a whole was really great. He set things up well. The acting was great. I did have some issues though. I thought. I've said this back when the first one came out, and I'll say it again. I feel like splitting the simplest of all of the Lord of the Rings books up into 3 movies was a bad idea. I think you're drawing the story out too much, and it's such a straightforward story that could easily be dealt with in 1 or maybe 2 movies, that when you try to slow it down this much, even a straightforward story feels kind of pointless when you're focusing so much on the little details that you lose focus of the larger story arc at hand, in my opinion.
I don't have an issue with it. I actually like being able to focus in on the little details, because then I start thinking about the Lord of the Rings trilogy, and it just, I don't know, I really like being able to focus and really hone in on those little details and just be like, wow, that really makes sense. I really like how they did that.
Maybe you just have more patience than I do.
I don't know, maybe.
All right, so on a scale of A through F, what would you rate The Hobbit, The Desolation of Smaug?
I'm going to give it an A. I did not have any complaints with this movie.
I'm going to give it a B, a high B, but I don't, like, the Lord of the Rings movies were all A's, and this feels a tier below that, so I'm going to give it a B. Simple as that.
But they're 2 different kind of movies.
I still think it's a tier below Lord of the Rings.
It was an A.
All right, thank you everybody for watching this episode of Worth Watching. Like the video if you liked it. Comment down below on what you thought of The Hobbit. Subscribe if you want to see more, and we will see you next time.
Have a good one.